Very nice, very nice.
Yeah.
Do you have a specific pre-show routine? Do you go get a cup of coffee, or you just?
After sound check, I typically walk the city I'm in. I just walk aimlessly until I get dangerously close to when I need to be on stage. And either I figure out how to get back, or I pay a cabbie to drive me back to where I'm supposed to be. But that's my routine. And
Nice.
I don't think about the show whatsoever until I hit the stage and just let it happen.
Nice. Well, you have a huge background in slam poetry. Denver has a very large slam poetry community, very big activist community, and a very big vegan community. Three topics I believe you're very passionate about.
Not very passionate. Passionate's probably the wrong word. I was involved, and I love the Denver team, and Ken Arcane, I believe his last name's Arcane. You know
Yeah,
Ken?
yeah, I can.
Yeah.
In Panama?
He's the homie. And the whole team, actually, we had perform at our shows and stuff. So Denver is one of those places where the people who do the poetry, I'm not grossed out by. And I don't mind being around them. I can't say that about every city. So I did slam poetry. I did poetry in general. I just did open mics in general. That was how I got involved with slam, just because I was very hungry to be on a mic and share my words with people. And obviously my writing is word based. I mean, it's heavy in words, so it worked out well. But I mean, that only goes so far. I mean, people who jobs and they want to get in front of people, slam poetry is good for that. It gives them an outlet. But for me, where I was trying to pursue a career, you can't really live off slam poetry, and that's not a community that's very supportive, and to the degree where you could really depend on them to help you elevate. So like me, and as you probably noticed, Saul Williams and other people who have come out of the poetry scene to do other things, the slam stuff kind of had to get left behind. If we ever involve ourselves, I mean, one of my best friends, Jared Paul, heavily active in the slam scene. I keep telling him, I was like, you want to do music, man? I know you do. And he's did the Prayers for Atheists band, but he still does both. I can't wear both hats.
So
I'll do poetry on stage in other environments.
So the slam is like a shell you cast off. It's like your
Sort
skin.
of. And that sounds, I don't want to insult people who do slam and they're very serious about it, but it's a contest, it's a fucking open mic contest.
Is that kind of
and people judge you, and I get judged enough, man. I get judged everywhere else. I don't want to stand in front of people, do my poetry, and then have to look at numbers when I'm done.
Is that part of the reason why you aren't as involved in battles?
Again, yeah.
Same
I mean, I grinded that out. I feel like I proved myself beyond reasonable doubt, and that was that. I was like, all right, I can battle. I can win a couple battles, and now I want to do something else. I want to make records.
Yeah. Well, I think with that.
And you'll notice battle MCs who take it too seriously and they base their career on battles, they can't really hardly live off that. It's such a one-note pony type thing, and you got to look elsewhere. It's just one part of the puzzle, and people who don't realize that there's a bigger picture, and they don't nurture the other parts, the other pieces of that puzzle. 10 years later, they're like, what the fuck did I just do? I just dissed somebody for 10 years and never developed anything else.
I know how to attack you with ice picks.
Yeah.
Talk about nomore.org.
Nomore.org is a consumer activist website that B. Dolan and I put together back in 2005, the very beginning of 2005. It was inspired by the 2004 election when George Bush was reelected into office, and we were both very disenfranchised about the voting system and the electoral college, and we were thinking, what is it that we do that has more of an impact than voting once every 4 years? And it was clear. It was how you spend your money, that's how you vote. You vote every day by giving power to companies that you shell your money into. And we decided, and we were surprised that a thing like nomore.org didn't exist already, where in a capitalist society you kind of want to have responsible consumerism. You want people who can figure out who they should give their money or not give their money to based on how these companies act, what they do with the money. Some companies support certain politicians or parties, and some companies go overseas and do some very messed up stuff in other parts of the world. And if we made that information public, people can make an educated decision on where they spend their money. So we B. Dolan mainly spent a whole year creating a database of information and
Just research.
Yeah, just research, just getting this information from other places, putting together these things. But also we created a wiki-based media, so other people can contribute to it, and we're hoping eventually it becomes the go-to spot for college students, high school students, teachers who are trying to get their students involved in something to help them start. And not just them, but I say them because other people, they get involved in their jobs and life starts to weigh them down, and it takes a special kind of person to want to contribute their time and energy to a project that educates the people, and I don't know why that is, but that's just the way things are. So we're hoping it grows and reaches a critical mass by people contributing their time and energy to it. If they don't, we still got the database of information, but I want it to grow. In fact, after this year's over, after all the touring happens, I'm going to spend a considerable amount of time dedicating mental energy to knowmore.org and try to think of some other things to do with it.
So is the label right now taking up a lot of your time and energy?
Yeah, the label since 2005 it started getting bigger and bigger. The staff grew, the roster grew, and the past 3 years when I was creating this record, I would say most of my time actually was dedicated to running Strange Famous Records. And that's because the industry is collapsing and I'm trying to stay on top of everything that is still useful in the business and make sure that our artists don't get left behind. And it's incredibly difficult. There's a poison going on in the music industry, and we're doing our best to stay on top. We have talented, creative artists. They deserve an audience, and we're going to continue to push them onto the folks out there who are willing to listen.
Very nice, very nice. Well, usually we end these interviews with kind of a silly question just to kind of keep it lighthearted.
Okay.
Now, if you're up for it, we'd love it if you would freestyle your answer.
Okay.
So
I don't really freestyle anymore. I'll do this though for you.
You have a choice, Sage.
Don't give me a choice.
Vespa or Segway?
Vespa is a meditation thing, right?
Vespa, the little scooter.
Oh.
Or the Segway, like Paul Blart or whatever.
Paul Blart?
The mall cop movie where the guy runs around and his thing. I don't know. I didn't see
Segway.
it. Segway.
I've never ridden either.
Would you have
Leave it to Beaver. Drive on my Segway, slice you with a cleaver. Grab my receiver. He's beatboxing, but he don't need her. He's just doing it. He's surprising me. I'm flowing like fluid, and then I'm rising these trees into the skies. My eyes are the spies and segways. I get headway. I'm in the clouds. I'm
yelling loud.
I bring it down. I'm not a clown. I'm not a politician. I'm just wishing for some change. Strange fame. Hey, wait. Don't think, just do it. Link, you're my homie.
You don't even know me.
That's right. Now, wait, you freestyle now?
I could freestyle since I was a child, 3 feet tall, and then I was let out into the wild and a forest came. I was waiting for a chorus, but Sage, this man here, is porous. He is sweating, got beads coming off his forehead. He's got some crazy glasses like Malcolm X Left 4 Dead. On the stage, I hope no one pulls a shotgun, because that would be prophetic, and I would have lost one. Hero, no, I'm no zero in an alleyway behind the Gothic Theater.
That's what, freestyle every day.
Every day.
Skills.